How's it going, everyone? I hope you guys are having a good Friday. I myself am going to go pick up a pre-release kit right after I'm actually done filming this video. And speaking to you guys today about reserve list, and there seems to be a lot of panic in Magic right now as more and more sets are getting announced. The reprints are getting more heavy. Even for modern, seem to be a bit of a safe haven because of the collectability, but also the fact that it was a very competitive format. So when you had tournaments, people would want to trade in cards, buy lists would go up, prices of cards for decks would rise because whatever the best deck is, people want to build it, and so obviously the cards would follow suit and they will go up in price as well. So now that we don't have constructive play and tournaments aren't around because of obviously the pandemic, we are seeing a lot of people panic selling. Someone just recently sold $30,000 in modern cards for some Power 9s. I saw that on MTG Finance, the subreddit. So there is a lot of people now that are just fed up with the state of Magic the Gathering, and they're just trying to put their money into safe assets because you have to remember a lot of banks have like 0% interest. So even holding cash is not a really safe asset. So people are looking for what's a safe asset to put my money where it can grow, and people who aren't even really into Magic the Gathering are looking at the reserve list because there's a policy where they're not allowed to reprint certain cards, makes the equity in the cards in the market slowly rise. So with that being said, let's check out how reserve list is doing today. So on MTG stocks, all the recent cards that have been going up today have been mostly reserve list. And some of the cards that are going up, like Firestorm Phoenix, Hellfire, they're going up over 100%. And a lot of them aren't even staples. Like some of them are just like $8 cards that are more than doubling in price, like Baron Sanger. Cards that, yes, they're reserve list, but they're not really reserve list because they're good. They're just not being reprinted again. So when I see this, I see a lot of people kind of panicking and trying to find a place to put their money because they just don't want to put their money in anything else in Magic the Gathering right now. See, so it's conflicting for me when I see this because I talk a lot about reserve lists. I talk a lot about fetch lands specifically. And I have a lot of fetch lands. I haven't been really into collecting reserve list cards. I do have a bunch, but not anything that really has consistent value into it, like Dual Lands or Power Nines or Black Lotus. So I have mostly just some foil reserve list cards, and that's the majority of my reserve list. So when I see this, it kind of not makes me panic, but it makes me worry about the state of Magic's collectability, because if people seem to be panic selling their collections and people seem to be just shifting all their money into reserve lists, it kind of makes me wonder what's going to happen in the future, because as Magic's competitive area goes towards digital and it goes towards online gaming and esports, what's going to happen to the paper? What's going to happen to the cardboard Magic? It's mostly just going to be sold as a collectible, right? Because if you're not actually going to be physically able to play it in tournaments, then it's just a collectible, right? Ooh, it's a nice shiny piece of cardboard. And remember what happened in the comic books in the 90s? I don't know, there's some history that we can learn here. And hopefully Magic the Gathering tournaments resume, and Modern, which is, I think, the best format to play, actually has a rebirth, and some of the modern cards will go back up in price, and then I'll have to assess, because I have quite a large collection of modern cards, and I have like 9 competitive modern decks, and once the values of those start to increase again, I'll see what I can do. I'm debating throwing into reserve list as well, though, to be honest, because I don't know what's going to happen in the state of the world later on, and I don't know what's going to happen with this pandemic, and I'm sure a lot of people are in that same boat. So I don't know. What do you guys think about the reserve list panic buying and modern selling? I'd like to hear your thoughts in the comments below. And again, I will see you in the next one.